All right, here's the side-by-side on the two machines over here. We've got a much smaller one. We've got a Cat 247B. This is my smaller machine, and I thought that I loved this thing with all my heart. And that's until I got this, the 287C. And they don't look, I didn't think they were that much difference, but take a step back here and you can see it's a big difference. I'll tell you some pros and cons of each one. 247 is about 7,500 pounds. And cue a pop-up correction. I'm gonna stop the video real quick and let you know that I'm spouting off specs of these machines right off the top of my head. They're gonna be wrong, but I'll do my best to correct as many as I can. Enjoy the video. And we got almost 10,000 pounds on the 287C. One is a lot wider tracks, but one thing that I thought that I wasn't gonna like was how much this machine would tear up my yard. And I'm gonna show you why that's not really the case. You've got 4 bogey wheels. If you look at the contact patch, we're 16 inches. And if we go over here, it's only 9. So big difference as far as how much weight we're putting on the ground. Both of these are manual adjust tracks. That's one of the things I'd really like to make better is I love the hydraulic adjustment. These are both 2008 models, both turbos. Lifting capacity though, you got about a 1,500 pound difference, and just the amount of weight this 247B will spin in the gravel or dirt if you're trying to push or lift too heavy of objects. And it's pretty tippy. I've about tipped it over multiple times lifting too much. Another thing that's a big upgrade is you see it's low flow versus high flow. I'm super excited about the new one. And extra bonus, you've got multiple sizes for case drain, and also whether you have 1/2 inch or 3/4, you don't have to switch out anything. It has all of the connectors right here. Obviously a huge upgrade is the cab, heat and AC staying out of the dirt. We're in the Pacific Northwest, so it doesn't get too hot, but still nice to have the air conditioning. Show you what my favorite thing is though. I didn't think I'd really care about this. Air ride seat. That is all the difference in the world. That alone makes this machine so much better. I've got stereo. Anyone remember what compact discs are? I don't even own anymore, but hook it up to Bluetooth and whatnot. All the controls are really similar between the two. So you got weight is a big difference. You got width of the tracks. Again, your track width is a lot more. We've got a little over 18 inches on this machine, and these tracks 15. If you're working like a small landscape company, I definitely recommend the 247. It'll fit into a lot tighter places, but overall machine, man, there's no comparison between this one. I can run a forestry mulcher with this, run brush hogs, any kind of grapple, versus my 247. Again, I'm in the Pacific Northwest, so it's about 16.8 GPM, and when you're running a brush hog or a finish mower, that's just not quite enough. We have the trifecta here. We've got tall, thick, and wet grass, and when you get those 3 things together, it just doesn't quite have enough power to run that. So if you're running like a mulcher or a brush hog, or especially you know, finish mower, stuff like that, it just doesn't quite have the oomph. But man, this thing will run anything. Price is obviously a big concern. These will run you about 42,000 right now, low 40s for a decent model that's not, you know, 5,000 hours and beat to heck. And the 247 is probably high 20s Again, you know, our market is a little high. There's probably some places you might be able to get this stuff a little bit cheaper, but that's what the market is around here. Also a little less overhang in the back for the 247. It's pretty easy to back into stuff with these things. They've got really poor rear visibility, and you can see that there's some extra protections with the 287. I like the big bar really protecting the cab as well, hydraulics and everything. Lights are significantly better in the 287C. Also 2-speed, being able to click into a higher speed on the joystick, super awesome. Here's another thing I really like about the 287 is where the gas or diesel is located. It's behind the engine compartment. This is so much easier to get to and able to lock it up a lot easier. Now, I understand why they put it over here is so people don't steal your fuel, but look how much of a pain that is to get to. I end up lifting the arms all the way up anytime I want to fill it up, which requires getting in and out of it, so kind of a hassle there. Horsepower difference between the two, I think it's like 64 horsepower for the 247B and about 90 horsepower for the 287, but even more importantly is hydraulic flow. Again, I'm gonna fix all these numbers. They're probably off when I'm saying them, but I know they're close. This thing's like 24 GPM hydraulic flow versus like 16.8 or something like that for this. Love these machines though. These are both awesome machines. This one is I'm gonna get this thing cleaned up and time to sell it. I don't need two. I just upgraded. So anyone in the market for a 247B, it's gonna be for sale soon. This is probably another one of my favorite features right here. This is contactless attachment changes. Press that button and slide those hydraulic rams in and out to swap out attachments from the cab. Don't even have to get out of your heater AC versus El Manuel pulling on the handles. So this one you got to pop in and out of. Now, I will tell you one thing that I really like about this machine that's a lot better is I'm a one-man show here. So without having this cab, I can lift the bucket in any spot that I want and hop out. Now I know safety wise you're not supposed to do that, but I'm by myself. I have to sometimes, so it's nice to, you know, if I need to lift something off the ground a little bit and hop out of the cab to adjust something or do a little bit of work, I can do that. As much as I love the cab, it's the biggest downfall of these swing out doors. You cannot open this door, and I am way too fat to fit out. If this is up at any amount at all, this thing is only going to open about that far. There's no way you can get out of there. So there's definitely some times I'd like to get out with the bucket not quite all the way on the ground. Again, I know safety wise you're not supposed to, but you really need to sometimes when you're by yourself. Potential downside of this one, you see in the background here, I've got a tilt deck trailer, and the tilt decks, I mean, I got a 14,000 pounds, so this thing barely fits on there, but it's 78 inches wide. So not all tilt decks have 78 inches between the wheel wells. If you're going long distances, really, you need a deck over anyways. Length on this one, I think, is about 114. Here, much more easy to manage. This is 66 inches wide and about 104 inches long. I used to run everything with an F250, and that ain't gonna cut it anymore with this, so time to upgrade truck and trailer, unfortunately. So that's another little bit of a downside of the bigger machine. Here's another positive of the smaller machine. You kind of see this angle here. You have way better visibility out of this machine. That's from the sides, from the back. Part of it is just not being a cab. Part of it is just, you know, the arms being smaller with it being a little bit less capacity machine. But my ability to see around the machine is a lot better with the 247. And again, being by myself, that's really convenient. Now, if we look over here, look how big these arms are. It really affects your ability to see. One of my first upgrades I'm going to do this thing as a backup camera, because this also goes a lot higher off the back. There's like no visibility out the back, so I'm gonna put a backup camera in there. That's going to be one of the first things that I do to this new machine. New to me. I know it's used to everybody else, but I'm super excited about it. So visibility is another one where a smaller machine is a lot better. Right now, since I've had this machine a couple of years, I'm significantly faster with it. Part of it is you know, just the visibility, and I just feel a lot more comfortable in it. I feel like if I hit something with this, I'm not doing near as much damage as, you know, I hit something with this machine. This thing's big, heavy, powerful. It's gonna knock some stuff out of the way. It's gonna break some things. Keep in mind that I'm no expert. I'm just a guy that likes tractors. Don't take my advice, just hope you can use some of that information to your advantage. What did I miss? Drop a comment down below. I'm sure there's a bunch of things I missed. Hope you liked the video anyways. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it.